Over the next 10 days, I'm doing a simple one tip a day video. Check back tomorrow for another. Today, I want to talk about initial layer height. Both Prusa Slicer and Cura support this by a single setting, called first layer height or initial layer height respectively. I want to talk a bit about what they do, and why you might want to use them. You might be under the impression that raising the initial layer height somehow works like a fudge, instead of getting the right Z distance. I certainly was of that impression myself for a while, and I avoided using it, until I looked into the math and how it works. Hopefully a card will appear right now to a link to a video on, well, pretty much that. Now in a way that line of logic is correct, but not for those reasons. What initial line height does is actually self-evident if you think about the words. I mean, what I'm saying is, it's obvious. It changes the height of the initial line. Yeah, I know. But it's more important to point out what it doesn't do, I think. It doesn't add any more filament to the bed than the calculation in the aforementioned video, i.e., if your bed isn't calibrated well, then changing the initial line height won't actually fix it. For example, if I use Cura's maths because it's easier, if you double the initial line height, you double the amount of filament that's extruded for every line. Because Cura does its flow maths as if it's extruding rectangles. Double the height and you double the flow. But, and this is the most important bit, when you do that, the nozzle is told in the G-code to move up double the distance too. Now I apologise if all that was obvious to you. It may well be that it's just me who spent a year not actually understanding this, but I do think there's a lot of half-understood truths out there on various forums that compound the issue. So if that's all it does, then why do we actually need this parameter then? Well, now imagine your bed is level, or trammed to be correct, but it's not actually flat. If you're a Creality printer owner like me, you don't have to stretch your imagination far to get to that point, but yes, if your bed has a slight dip in the middle, for example, or the glass is wavy, or maybe not glass and you have the same problems with a textured bed, there's a lot more scope for those to be wonky. In these cases, your standard issue internet forum solution is to use some kind of stored mesh, or auto-leveling that gives you a stored mesh. And it's not a bad idea, but here's another idea. Increase the initial layer height. I'm hoping the diagrams here will show you why that works. It's basically about tolerances, I guess. This isn't necessarily a path to a great bottom surface infill quality, and if you want the perfect first layer to brag about for some reason, or, there's plenty of reasons legitimately why you want a perfect first layer, then this isn't the solution for you, perhaps, but it is a good way to make things stick properly. It's a good way to make them print properly. It's also especially useful if you're printing small things like miniatures. If you're going right down to maybe a 0.2mm nozzle and a sub 0.07mm line height, which is actually pretty normal, getting a decent first layer with that kind of setup is a nightmare. So instead of doing a raft, which is the sort of standard solution in that case, then maybe just lay down a first layer at 0.15mm instead. It likely won't be obvious on the final model at all anyway, and there's very rarely any detail on layer 1 of a miniature that I'm aware of. So I hope that's of some help, or at least maybe there's something in there that you've learned. If so, please comment. If not, please comment, or maybe just comment. You get the idea. Meanwhile, I will see you tomorrow.